Hey you all, welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Saturday today. First off, thanks to my subscribers. You haven't subscribed yet, please do so. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If not, leave a comment, let me know why, and maybe I can make it better next time. So today we're working on Project Field Snake 93 Cobra. You can watch past videos. Yesterday and was Friday and Thursday, I got the car fully primered in 2K. It's got 3 coats of 2K primer on it. I've come out this morning. I've been about an hour out here blocking some of the drive recorder and just getting everything ready and set up. I'll show you what I've got done so far. I'm gonna show you what I've done, what I use for guide coat. As far as guide coat, and we'll get on my materials real quick while I'm thinking about it. So my materials for guide coat, don't spend a ton of money on guide coat. Go to a dollar store or Walmart, just cheap can of flat black. That's all you need. You don't have to go to the paint store and buy a $20 can of guide coat. It's all the same crap, man. It's just flat black paint is all it is. I've been using guide coat rattle can black for probably 15 or 20 years. I remember the first time my pop seen me use rattle can as a guide coat. He asked me what I was doing. I told him, he's like, call me a rookie, but it seems that everybody's on the guide coat kick nowadays. So today I used trim black. It's all I could find on the shelf. Yeah, trim black was 12 bucks a can, but that's all I had. I didn't feel like running to the dollar store. So if you don't have any trim black laying around and you want to, don't want to spend a fortune, cheap flat black is sufficient. You're going to sand it off anyway. But make sure it's dry. Don't try to sand it when it's tacky because it just gums up your sandpaper. So when I block sand a car, I start with 180. I know that's, some people might go, oh, 180. I used to use 220, but 220 just takes too long. It takes way too long if you're using a good fill 2K primer. So I'll use a 180, and then I'll take, once I blocked everything and everything's nice and straight, I'll take a piece of 220 DA sandpaper, 8-inch disc, fold it in half, and I'll walk around and I sand the whole car by hand. Then I use a burgundy Scotch-Brite, scuff it, then reprime it. Depending on how the car turns out, if the car's pretty much, I won't say flawless because nothing is flawless, but if I'm happy with what's done so far, I'll leave it the way it is. I'll mix my primer 4:1 to 1, 4 parts primer, 1 part activator, and then 1 part reducer to make it nice and thin, because 2K, if you mix it 4:1 like you're supposed to, it's super orange peely. It's really grainy and it's really hard to sand. So if you're doing a nice flat straight panel and there's no dents and there's not much you got to block out, you can mix it 4:1 to 1 so it lays down nice and flat, just like an old lacquer primer back in the day used to lay down super flat when you went to sand it out. So without further ado, I'll show you what I got done so far, and then I'll put you guys on pause. And once I get this drive recorder done, I'll show you some neat body shop tricks. So let me show you what I got done so far. So that's a quarter. I've only been working on this for about 30 minutes. Now, on this quarter right here, actually both of them, from here to about down here on your quarter, I'll put 3 or 4, maybe 5 heavy coats of primer from here up to here. Because you're going to want this area where your lead goes in right here. If you see, I sanded through to my etch primer, so that once I start seeing etch primer, that's enough for me. I'm too far. You're never going to get one of these quarters perfectly straight from about here to here. You're always going to see a little bit of something. Now, I have gotten most of the black cars I've restored really super straight, and this one is as well. It turned out really nice. I can barely feel it when I try to look for the high spot right in here. That's what this is a little bit high spot from the lead. So when I'm talking about body lines, I'm talking about these lines right here. I'll show you how to sand them out to get them nice and crisp when you're block sanding them. Now keep in mind, I only put 3 coats of primer. You can see right here where I've already went through blocking, and this was just 180 blocking really light. Now that, you might say that's a high spot right here because you can see some etch primer. And it might be just a skosh, but once you get paint on it, you'll never see that. What this is, and you see it right here, this is where the panel was stamped. So that your panel, when they stamp it, is always going to be a little higher than the flat part of the panel. So don't freak out when you see that. It's the same way back here in the back. Now I haven't blocked this much right here, but you can see it's a little low right here. Once I block that out, that'll be gone. So that's all I've got done so far. I'm going to get back at it to put the mask on and all that other stuff and block this quarter panel out. And once I get that done, I'll be right back and show you what we got done so far. All right, so we got this quarter just about 99% blocked out. I'm going to flip the camera around. This is how I save my body lines to make them look nice and crisp and tight the way they should look. If you're watching my past restoration projects, Project Big Red and Eclipso Coupe, I get really kind of OCD on body lines. And I see guys online that sand these cars down to be painted 3 or 4 times, and they don't strip them to metal. And when they repaint them, the body lines are kind of still there, but you can tell it's just got so much paint, it just looks heavy. So I'll show you a little trick once I get my 2K blocked out, and once I get down to the body lines as far as the wheel arches and the body lines down the side. So let me show you this couple little tricks real quick. So we'll start up here in the front. I've got a piece of 220 folded in half. You see right here where the black guide coat is at. That's where your hard body line is. And then there's another one that runs to an angle right here. I've seen some of these Fox bodies repaired that have filler in the quarter. You can hear that. This quarter has 0 Bondo in it at all. I didn't put anything in this quarter at all. It's just etch primer, 2K, and block. That was it. So you see some of these quarter panels, these guys fix. I was watching a YouTube video the other day on a red coupe this guy's working on. And I know it's a race car, but this line was completely not even there. It was round. It looked pretty bad. The paint job turned out really nice on that guy's car, but the body work on it could have spent a little bit more time in making it look a little bit factory. I understand what he's going for. It's a race car. He really didn't care, but if I'm going to put my name on it, I want it to at least look the way it should look. So I'll show you how to cut these down. It's basically super simple. Just kind of put your sandpaper in a line back right here and just work it back and forth until you get your most of that filler out of there. Not filler, excuse me, that guide coat. Got filler on the brain now. So back and forth that way. So you got your lines nice and tight. And then just come back here on the top and do it this way. Like that. And you can see already, look how nice and crisp that line is. That took me about, what, 10 seconds on the camera there. Now once I get to this point and I get it all cut down and I get it where I want it, because you're going to have sand scratches in that line, use a burgundy Scotch-Brite, and it makes it look just like it came out of the stamp. I mean, I do the wheel arch the same way. Come up in here like this, and we'll work on this little angle area right here. You just touch your sandpaper like this, and just back and forth, kind of like that. Super simple, not really hard. It's a 2K primer, guys. I've got it reduced because the panels were super straight on this car, so it's sanding super easy. Just go back and forth. Ooh, can you see? Sorry, guys. Looking at my hand and not the camera. So right here, just back and forth, and this mark right here, and you can see already just the line is right there. Look how nice that is, guys. Up here on the wheel arch, you can see some of my guide coat still right through here. Like same process. Put your edge of the sandpaper, just roll with the body line. Don't push on it super hard. You're not trying to cut a line in there. You're just trying to take out that little bit of excess filler that's in the factory body line. Like I said, you don't got to push on it super hard. Just let the sandpaper do the work. Basically, you're just moving it back and forth. Look at that. So there's your body line. Now, granted, you want to hear this. No filler in this panel, so you want it to look really nice. There's your lines, guys. I already did the back one pretty much back here. Nice crisp lines. So when I go to paint this thing, it won't look like the body lines are full of paint. You know, they're just non-existent. I hate to stress on that, but fit and finish and gaps and body lines make a Fox body look so much better. You can tell when one's just been kind of thrown together and not built right. You can put the best paint job on something. Like I said, you can put the best paint job on something, but if you don't do the small steps right, I'm just trying to teach you guys little tricks that I've learned over the 30 years I've built these cars. I know it gets tedious, and thanks for watching the videos and staying with me. I'm trying to get this car done as quick as I can. I'm not trying to rush it, but I've got other cars over there I got to get done, and that's kind of my main focus is get this one done. So I'm going to keep you guys posted on this daily. Thanks for watching the videos. If my tips help, just let me know down below. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And I hope everybody has a great weekend.